Question number one, who's your ideal client?
Well, as you said, keep your customers forever. That's the name of my podcast and my motto. So if that resonates with you, you're probably an ideal customer. But it's the folks I can help most are those that have created a product or service. They realize that they have knowledge and skills and talents and gifts they need to share with the world. So they've created something. And second, that they're selling it online. And third, that there's somebody that's already spent some money on the methods and tactics and hacks and the formulas that are supposed to teach them how to sell. And they're finding that those methods and tactics aren't working so well. And there's a very good reason for that.
So question number two is, what's the problem you solve then? How do you define that?
No, I mean, it's the same problem I've solved for 25 years, how to retain your customers, your clients, your students, your members. I started a national lab back in the 1990s that morphed into this new industry that we created during the internet boom. And I started a company and ran that for 12 years. But along the way, we helped a lot of Fortune 500 companies and universities with that same question. How do you retain your customers, your students, your members? And so that's well established. Then I came over to online marketing world about 4 years ago, expecting to find this, and it's nowhere here. In fact, all I saw the gurus selling mostly was either bad psychology. I'm a psychologist by training, so I see everything that they're doing and selling as psychology. It's either bad psychology, no psychology, or what I call dark psychology. And that's a pretty deep topic. We don't have time to talk about it. But everybody here knows what the dark psychology tactics are. We can all recite them together: scarcity, urgency, social proof, authority, reciprocity. But most people, did you ever wonder where those came from? They all come from one book. In 1984, a book was written where the researcher compiled all the studies done in the 1950s and the 1960s that were so heinous, so destructive, we can't even do them in the university anymore. Studies of obedience and compliance and peer pressure, stuff we can't even do anymore. He put in a book and put names on them: social proof, reciprocity. And the online guru said, yep, that's what we're going to do to sell people. So when that feels icky, there's a deep psychological reason for it. So the problem I solve is for people that feel like these high pressure salesy tactics don't feel right. There's a reason for it. And I offer them some good psychology that is just as effective to help them keep their customers forever.
And we got 4 minutes, genuinely. I mean, that's great news. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. Question number three, what are some of the typical symptoms that one of your ideal clients would be experiencing before they find you?
There's two of them. One is that ickiness. You're using these, what I call the moldy, old, predictable, high pressure sales tactics. They don't feel like something you want to do to your prospects, that this doesn't want to be the first experience with them. It just doesn't feel right. And the other symptom is you're finding that it doesn't work. I mean, the gurus know this now. Their numbers are plunging, their conversions are down, their sales are down. And they're wondering, why aren't these tactics working anymore? The same ones we've been talking about for 15 years. Well, it's a different world 15 years from when they started teaching these. And so if those are the two symptoms that you'll recognize something is wrong with your sales.
Yeah, everything works until it stops working. So question number four, someone's feeling like this is an icky thing and they're not comfortable ethically with these strategies and tactics and dark psychologies. What are some of the common mistakes they might make in trying to fix that problem prior to finding your solution? 3 minutes left.
I think the biggest mistake is one I made myself. I just thought that the online gurus were correct, which is weird. Like, for 25 years, I had had a successful career. I was a psychologist, yet I come over here and I throw that all away. And I say, these online gurus must know what they're about. And I must be like the slowest learner on the planet. Yeah. But after about 3 years, I'm like, wait a minute, these guys are teaching psychology. I've been teaching psychology my whole life, but these guys are teaching it wrong and teaching the dark psychology tactics.
Yeah, unethical manipulation. The emperor's clothes, right?
That's right. And people double down on it. People like me said, well, they must be right. I must be using the formulas wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I should add more social proof. Maybe I should give more urgency. I'm using the formulas wrong and the methods wrong. Well, guess what?
Just pile on. Yeah, it's bullshit. So just put more bullshit on. That should fix it. All right. So question number 5, just over 2 minutes left. What is one free, valuable action that an audience member could take that will take them a step towards solving the problem, even if it doesn't solve the whole freaking problem?
I think the best thing is just consider, how would you sell to someone face to face? I mean, consider you walk into a camping goods store and you're looking at something and the salesperson rushes over to you and says, hey, we only got 4 of those left. We close at 10 o'clock. You got to buy this now. Look, these 6 other people bought this stuff. They loved it. You're going to love it too. You can buy this next week, but it's going to cost you twice as much. You got to buy this now.
That's very good.
Out of that store,
Hang on, I'm
right?
just going to grab my credit card. I don't know what I'm buying, but I need it.
But you talk to the online gurus and they're like, yes, that's how we must sell people online. You must do this. I'm like, no, you don't. So I think that's one thing is think about when you're doing these tactics and your messaging, think if that person was standing right in front of you, would you talk to them like that? And the answer is almost always no.
Yeah, what if it was your mother? How about trying that one? Okay, so good luck with getting away with your wife or your husband, by the way. Okay, so question number 6, just over a minute left, 2 questions to go. One valuable free resource that we can direct people to that'll further help them to solve this problem.
Sure, just go to my website, matthewchampagne.com/MTI, which is Marketing the Invisible. I put something together specifically for your fans. It's an infographic that spells out these 9 psychological principles, the good psychology to use, and I'll send you one email. There's no high-pressure sales tactics, dark psychology here. I will send you one email just to follow up on that infographic, make sure I explain it to you so you can get you started.
All right. Thank you. 30 seconds left. One question left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Oh, gosh, about how to make this most effective. I think most effective to use these principles is to think long-term, not short-term, because all the gurus teach short-term. They say, hey, your cart closes tonight. You got to send them 3 emails. You got to send them an email 1 hour before cart close. Well, guess what? 75% of people who buy 1 hour before cart close want their money back. That's short-term thinking. You got to build trust, build relationships, think long-term. That's the way to keep your customers forever.